Hey y'all, really quickly, spread the word, send this everyone you know. To our 6 faithful, old faithful subscribers. Make your family subscribe. Just turn off notifications. We're trying to change platforms to YouTube Live. We want to do it live because we're a little bit over the fakeness of AI. And we want you guys to see us fail in real time and, just face plant like we normally do. It's cool. We have a barrier to entry though, and that is 50 subscribers on our YouTube channel. We're at 35. Send, share, just click. Link will be in show notes. Thank you kindly.
Hello.
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 Hello. What were we doing right before this to get our voices all warmed up?
But
It's so fucking weird.
we're so weird.
I like our weird, whatever.
We're weird. It's
Hi,
okay.
guys.
Hello.
Hello, guys and gals and all the non-binary pals and whoever the fuck cares. Actually, you know what the best thing I heard today? I think it was in Spanish. It was hello, friends and enemies. Like, that's it. Just hello, friends and enemies. Like, okay.
Hello, everybody.
That is non-gendered.
Yeah.
So I might lead off.
It's all inclusive.
It is. It's all inclusive. I'm like, yes, that's actually quite great.
Love it. Love it. So I'm Liz.
I'm Rachel.
Yes.
Hello to all of our listeners and the chickens.
Yeah.
We have to include them.
The chickens.
I don't know if they're our friends or our enemies, but either way.
Yeah, either way.
It's fine. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes. We one of the girls I work with. So on our community page for Stillwater, there has been these people that have got on there and have been talking up this coffee shop that's new in town. And they are like, you've got to go try this coffee. It's amazing. The people there are amazing, blah, 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 blah. So we're both coffee lovers. So we're like, well, we need to go. And we've been trying to go for like 2 weeks. So we we meet down there, walk in to kind of like a dungeon. I don't even know how to describe it. So there's interesting art on the walls, just like painted on the walls, but all the walls are black, and so there's like these murals or stuff, interesting art. Anyway.
Okay.
Each person's thing. And there's one couch. And there's a beanbag with a young child watching videos at, top volume.
Which like on a device or
on a device.
Okay.
That I'm assuming, well, because we were planning on sitting there and chatting and having coffee because we thought it was a place you go in and.
But the music was so loud.
Yeah, so like it wasn't music, but she was playing a game or watching a show or something. Anyway. So I assume the child was somebody who worked there and, didn't have daycare.
Well, I don't think the child worked there, but.
Well, the child was the child of somebody who worked there. So anyway, we proceed to try and order, which there's 4 things on the menu or 5. It was just like coffee, latte, flat white. And I think that was it. It was literally very basic. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I don't eat sugar. So I was like, okay, so what kind of like sweeteners do you have? We don't know. We have, they have like the typical coffee, vanilla flavoring, all these flavorings. So there was a guy that was before us that waited to get his coffee and he got some kind of drink. Well, it looked pretty good. So my friend says, I'll have what he had because that looked good. And I was like, okay, cool. But to me, it looked like it had like gobs of sugar. So I'm like, okay, so I'm wanting something with no sugar. So I was like, okay, how about I just get an Americano, an iced Americano with cream? And she goes, oh, we don't have cream. We're a vegan shop. And I'm like, oh, okay. So my friend goes, you have almond milk
Almond milk,
or
oat milk,
coconut milk?
pistachio milk.
She said, no, we only have oat milk because we're vegan. And we're like, okay. This is so funny. So we proceed to, I like, so eventually I said, well, I don't do any of that. And she shows me the oat milk, and on the back of it was a bunch of,
Sugar.
stuff that I don't eat. So I'm like, okay, I'm not having oat milk. So I'm just getting a nice Americano. I said, if you have any sweeteners, stevia. So she goes to the back. She comes back out with a baggie
Like from her
of, like,
house.
of all these sweeteners. And she goes,
Oh.
I think this is stevia. And I was like, yes, that's stevia. That'll be fine. So anyway, we get our coffee.
This is hilarious because I also have a coffee shop story to share.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So coffee shop stories. We're actually going to keep this podcast a little light today. We're not going to go
we're
so
trying,
heavy. So,
yeah, we're trying to lighten it up
We're trying to
here.
do an episode of non-heavy
It's
issues.
fucking summer, okay? We're trying to lighten it up. Okay, continue. So
then she gets her coffee and they put whipped cream on top. And I about died laughing because I'm like, okay.
Why do you have whipped cream if you're a vegan coffee shop?
Right. Like, and I mean, my friend was like, while they're in the back making the coffee, because they don't make it in front of you, they make it in the back, which
that's
is
so
also
creepy.
Interesting.
Creepy.
Right? It was interesting. So my friend looks at me and she goes, well, I'm pretty sure after telling us they only serve vegan stuff 17 times, this is only a vegan thing. And I was like, okay. She goes, and I probably will not be coming back. And I said, same.
Yeah.
Because I like make a little bit of cream in my coffee. So
hard
anyway,
thing, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay. So they proceed to hand her coffee, which, well, they gave me mine first because apparently mine was easier. So I get my coffee first. It looks like watered down tea.
So they put hot coffee and ice and yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I gotcha.
So it was just like, and so I put a stevia in it, take a sip, and I'm like, nope. Like, it was so bitter and bad. Like the shot obviously wasn't pulled correctly, which, they're learning, it's a newer shop, whatever.
Sure,
but
give them a
then
break.
My friend gets her coffee and there's this pile of whipped cream on top that they squirted on from a can. And I about died because I'm like, okay,
we are vegan whipped cream,
but we can do whipped cream.
Is that vegan whipped cream? You should have asked.
No, is there such a thing as vegan whipped cream?
Well, yeah, if you make it from oat milk, right? But then you have to add something to create the leaven, which is typically the froth, and from milk it's whey, right. Or you have to add egg whites. I'm like, there's something that's not vegan in there typically.
No, but this was literally from a can you buy at the grocery store.
It was sprayed. Like, you could tell. Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know if there's vegan whipped cream. Someone hit us up. Is there vegan whipped cream? But whatever, that's funny.
Is there such a thing as vegan whipped cream? I don't know. Anyway, so that
was a bust.
This is not the coffee shop for us. We both were like, yeah, no.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of good coffee shops in Stillwater, actually.
Well, and it's not that fucking hard. Like, it's really not for coffee.
Well, they're trying to do something different. I get it.
Sure.
Do something different.
And good for them.
Also, like, I don't know. You gotta have some, like, I mean, I don't know. I think it's been there for several months. This is not like a 2-week-old place.
Okay. I was like, well, you and I probably get pissed off a little bit more than other people, but we're also pretty kind to people when they screw things up because we weren't
rude at all. We were just like, okay,
well, we've
so
done
it with
this.
Us.
This goes to our podcast today because we're talking about our podcast today is about the worst clients ever. So because we're both entrepreneurial and we both owned our own businesses and pretty much done our thing for like ever, like on our own, like non-corporate track. I think you and I
had a 5-year stint of working for someone.
I had a couple, like,
but in the midst of that, I still had.
Yeah, and I guess, well, if you count that I work part-time for academics, then sure, I'm certainly pushing 12 years in that. So okay, but that's part-time and it's not my full-time job, and most of our lives we've spent working ourselves. But anyway, so
Yeah.
okay, so my coffee shop quickly, and this is
Okay.
hilarious. So it's a shop I love, actually, and I don't even mind plugging it. It's a local shop. It's called Lofty Coffee. They do everything right. Like, if you ask them what kind of milk they have, they'll be like oat milk, pistachio milk, coconut milk, regular milk, cream, heavy cream, half cream, whipped cream. And they like
Love that.
They
Love
spend
that.
about 20 minutes telling you how much cream or whatever they have in it. But I went actually with a girlfriend of mine also. And we just I needed to talk to her about something, and I was like, hey, let's just go grab a coffee. I was gonna pick her brain, and we hadn't met up for a while, so that was close by both of us, and she was getting off work and I had time, so we went there. I got a tea. It's called a gold tea, so it has turmeric. It's like a Earl Grey with like turmeric, a little bit of cream, and they do the fancy thing on the whatever. It's overpriced, but it's fine. It was a great cup of tea. I have no complaints about that. We're sitting there, we both sat down, we got her, I think she got, I don't know what she got. She got some kind of tea also. Anyway, they bring them out. They look beautiful. It's nice setting. You know, it was a beautiful day yesterday, so we were outside. And then, and of course, everyone at the coffee shop is, you know, probably, I mean, there's 16 to 20, but this is a well-known coffee shop and they have tons of stores. Like they've branched out, they've gotten bigger, and they're good. It is actually good coffee. It's good tea. It's good everything. And we're sitting there and we hadn't got anything to eat. They have like snacks and muffins, and it's kind of like Starbucks or whatever. And they're out, and we sit down, we start drinking our tea, we're sipping, we're chatting, catching up. And instead of like sweeping like with a broom, because it's kind of indoor outdoor, so like it's all open, but there's a big patio surrounding it, and it's a covered patio, and you know, so there's not a ton of wind, but it's outside, it's kind of nice. Instead of like sweeping with a broom or even like the push sweepies, this girl that took my order, sweetheart, kind as ever, fires up a fucking leaf blower to sweep. Not kidding. And I almost lost my shit. I was laughing so hard I almost peed my pants. Right now. First of all, you do have food in there and you are serving beverages. So you're basically blowing whatever dirt is on the floor up
into your stuff.
Into the food. And I'm just so funny because it's inside outside, but she's blowing from the outside to the inside, like she's
oh my goodness
underneath the counters, like to blow. I'm like, what are you doing, my dear? My
that's
sister,
amazing.
Like, look at
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Her and I just sat there and we're just like dying, and we're trying to be nice, but we're like, I'm like, what is going? And it's loud. So there's people like having phone conversations on their laptops
with this.
It was so funny. I was like,
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Down right now. In what world is this? Like, even a thing? Like, one, or like, does she not know how to operate a broom? Or like,
yes,
did she try and use a broom and then they were like, no, you can't use a broom anymore. We're gonna give you this. Let's see how this works out. I don't know. It was so funny and it was so confusing. And I was like, this can't be a thing. How is this a thing? Why would you blow shit off the floor into the atmosphere where you're serving food and drink? I'm sorry.
That is that's amazing.
Yeah, it was kind of special. And yeah, we just I was crying laughing. I was like, who's gonna tell her? Like, I don't know. Anyway, that was my coffee shop story.
Oh my gosh.
So this week, what are we talking about? What's our topic? Our light topic, which should be quite
our light topic. Light. I think we should discuss.
And we have to tell everyone what we're doing this week.
We're starting a live.
We have a YouTube. You can see our video. We're on YouTube now.
We do. We've tried this before and it didn't work, but we've got it down now. So maybe we'll be able to watch our podcast live on YouTube. Live? Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Are we live?
Well, no, we're not live. We tried live and that did not work emphatically.
Yes. Okay. So we'll be posting to YouTube.
Yes. It will be
for the
recorded
episode.
on YouTube, so you can watch us on YouTube and find us there.
Yes. So that's kind of exciting. Some people like to watch podcasts and actually, I personally don't like to watch podcasts because
I don't
listen
either.
to podcasts while I'm doing something else. But I know there's a lot of people who do like to
Watch, interact, see.
watch
Yeah.
the podcast. Yes, watch the podcast. And so we now have that option, which is kind of exciting.
Yep.
We still would like everybody to share, everything our podcast. We're actually having somebody start doing our social media, so we don't have to do it anymore because we're not good at it.
Well, it's not that we're not good, it's that we don't have time, and
It's that I'm not good at it. Like, that is literally
Oh.
me. That is
mine
I'm
is
not good at social media.
mine is I
it's
don't have
just-
time, nor am I interested. It annoys
Yeah.
the shit out of me anymore. I mean, I like it 5 minutes in the morning, but that's about it. And I've been getting
Okay,
off
you're gonna
of
have
it.
to repeat that because it just went
Oh,
what you
that
just
was on your end. I don't like social media anymore, so I've been getting off of it because it annoys me.
Yes.
I do 5 minutes or 10 in the
Yes.
morning and then I'm over it.
Mhm.
It's a lot of the same shit
My
out there.
husband last night. My husband doesn't have Facebook. He has an Instagram, but he never gets on it. So he doesn't even have the app like on his phone.
Yeah.
But last night he goes, "Oh my gosh, did you know that Ruidoso, which is a small
Yes, it's on fire.
town, is on fire, and it is
Fire.
on fire bad?" And I said, "Yes, I literally had mentioned this to him earlier in the day, but I guess he didn't remember." And he said, "It's been on fire for a while." And I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, if you had Facebook, you would know these things." But yeah, it is really
Yeah,
on fire.
I
They've
saw that.
evacuated the entire town.
I saw that
Yeah.
this morning. How's what's her name? Not gonna say it on air.
I don't know.
You don't talk to her anymore?
Oh, like her house up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have not talked to her. I have a girlfriend that has a house, or her parents have a house in Ruidosa, and yeah, so I don't know, but the whole town's evacuated. From the map, it looks crazy.
Yeah.
Like, everything's on fire. I mean, the photos that I've seen are
Yeah, the video I saw
horrible. There
was
was
pretty.
a fire there. I'm gonna say probably 10 years ago. That was really bad as well. And one of my mother-in-law's ex-neighbors that moved up there, they lost everything. Like, they did a house and all this stuff and had horses and everything, and like everything burnt down. And so my mother-in-law kept her horses for a while, but yeah, so that was probably 10 years ago, I think, that there was a really bad fire, but now this one's pretty bad.
Yeah,
So,
it looked
anyway.
awful from the footage I saw. I was like, holy shit, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so YouTube channel, and then we're talking about like the worst clients ever, but we have to like so how to and define this. So define this, we should go a little bit into like what we do and like the difference between you and I and the clientele and all of that too. So I would say that yours have stayed the same over time in some regard, meaning you're doing hair. However, you've changed a little bit and I've changed a little bit significantly, meaning I used to teach, like when I speak of clients, I'm talking about Pilates instruction. That's what I'm talking about when I say clients. And for most of my career, it's been one-on-one individuals, and the sessions are about an hour, anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Although I will say that I taught, group classes also. So that's anywhere, that's a 10 person in a reformer equipment class up to 35, 40 in a mat class. Right.
Yeah.
So there's anywhere in between there, but there's still about an hour interaction in my, things that I'm talking about. And then, well, when you were doing color and stuff, it was different. So you can talk about that because but some of that was working for mine. Some of that was working for a studio owner where I was an independent contractor, but the majority of mine is working on my own independently one-on-one. So they're just coming to me to teach, or I've gone to them too in some scenarios where I go in home. But yeah, for the most part, mine are like an hour long. So you get to know the perps, and I will say that the defining factor for both Liz and I I had a esthetician I was talking to the other day, and I was like, has anyone ever like stared you dead on in the eyes the entire time you're doing their treatment? And she goes, yes. And it's so fucking annoying. She's like,
I can't even imagine that.
Like,
but I totally believe that.
She's like, it was a dude. And like, after that happened, and she was like, it wasn't a short treatment. It was like a long treatment. And it was like the entire time. And after that, she was like, I just pawned him off to someone else. Cause I was like, I can't do that. That's just fucking weird. But, it's, and so as I asked her that, I started giggling, and she's like, you must know. Cause what do you do? And then I said, well, me and my sister have these stories that we talk about all the time, because when you work in personal space with someone and you break the barrier of like physically touching them, like
if you touch somebody,
if you're physically in their space and you touch them, they spill everything, like everything you want to know and everything you don't want to know. So once that personal barrier is broken, then there's a whole lot. Now, I'm pretty good about keeping most of that in. And I think you and I, like, we have a communication where we talk to each other, but it's not like I go around sharing it with everyone I know.
Right.
There's been like a couple stories, and I think we're going to cover at least one of them today, where I'm like, no, everybody needs to hear this because it's fucking hysterical. But for the most part, I don't spill. I'm not a kiss and tell, and this isn't like a tell all. This is like the worst ones ever.
Well, and here's the thing.
Well, wait.
Yeah, here's the thing. We're not like attorneys or doctors that are bound by confidentiality.
This is information that is offered. It's not.
Yes, if you are in somebody's personal space and are touching them, they will tell you all kinds of things.
It's like it's like a form of torture nobody knew about.
Yes. Oh my God.
All the nuclear codes and Russian secrets, they will just fall out of you like your 14th child.
Yes. So my career for 24 years now, holy crap.
I know.
So I've been doing hair. Well, and I have been a barber, but also have done color and women and men, right? Up until about, I'm going to say 9 years ago.
Yeah.
I've done women and men together. I've done everything from cutting to coloring to hair extensions, waxing, tanning, like all of the things.
Threading.
I literally, if there's something I can learn that's in my field, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to try that,
Yeah.
So I do like to, because it can get boring doing the same thing all the time, which really doesn't to me, because I actually do like
it.
what I'm
doing.
I'm
in the same boat. Yeah.
But about 9 years ago, I started working for someone, and I did that for 5 years, which
hang on a sec. Oh, okay, there you go. You froze up for a minute. I was like, hang on.
So did you.
Okay.
On my end. Okay.
Weird.
So anyway, and then I moved off on my own about it will be 3 years ago in October. I went off on my own again, which I've always rented a booth or like had a spot in a salon or a barber shop since the beginning of my career, or owned my own place. And now I own my own place, but it's just a little suite that I rent in a building where there's other suites with different people doing different things, anywhere from massages to guitar lessons to like facial, like all the things.
Okay, we get it.
Yeah. So anyway, but I mainly do just men's hair now. I still do some women.
That's where we were getting
to. Coloring,
but
mostly men.
The time thing too is like, okay, they're in and out. You
guys
are like,
my clients are with me 30 minutes to an hour. Like,
okay,
generally that's it for a man. So if a guy's getting a haircut and a beard trim, it's like 45 minutes to an hour. If they're just getting a haircut, it's 30 minutes. I book 30 minutes per appointment. So, Women's haircuts are an hour. I book an hour. Are you sitting on a ball?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Oh, you said your hip looked. Did you play volleyball this morning?
No.
Okay, you have a volleyball shirt on.
I lifted weights last night. I am gonna play volleyball tonight, but I'm not
Okay.
gonna go if my hip feels this shitty. Yeah, I'm sitting on a ball. So anyway, but we both work in physical
Service.
proximity, hands-on with
Yes.
bodies every day. Liz is like around their head and face.
Yeah.
And I'm like all over their business. So we get, yeah, the Russian secrets, the nuclear codes, their urine samples, their mother's maiden name, their social security numbers if I push them too hard, and you know, their last will and testaments all day, every day. So it makes the job very much fun. I develop a personal relationship with a lot of my clients.
Yeah.
Not just personal, but you get to know them quite a bit because I'm spending an hour with them. And a lot of mine come to me, you know, once a week, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week for years at a time. And so do yours.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit shorter because, you know, if you find someone who's good, and this is the hard part for us, like I can't find a good Pilates instructor. I can't find a good body worker. Most of them are shit, and I don't mind saying that. I'll try anyone, you know, and give it a good whirl. But same for you. Like
I feel like you're very jaded, which is fine, but
it's hard for you to find a good hairdresser.
Well, I agree with that. Yes, there's one person who's been able to cut my hair that I really liked.
Yeah,
and it was your old person.
I know. Yeah. So, and she was impossible to get into, and then also got really expensive at the end. But anyway, okay, but that's not the point. What the point today is, okay, so you have a good little context for like what we both do. And then every once in a while, there are some extreme cases, like textbook, like for the medical textbook cases. Right? And without disclosing any personal information, right? We're just going to talk about these as fictional characters that come in and out of our lives that, you know, I can't say any of mine. I think the good thing about both of us is that we can sort of curate our clients to where, like, if I get someone who's an asshole, I can just be like, yeah, I don't have time. Sorry. You know,
Right.
and I call it like quietly quitting, where I'm just like, yeah, oh shoot, I'm unavailable. Yeah, that spot got taken. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. And that's not to say I won't give it my best shot if I want to work with you, but I do get to have a little bit of say in like who I can see. There are cases where it's just like, not no, hell no, go the fuck away, and please don't ever come back. Oh my God, that reminds me of a second one I have to bring up. So I'll tell that story too. Do you want to lead us off with like the best story ever, Liz? Because
I don't even know how to tell this story. I mean,
okay, can you just for a second like think about that phone conversation that we had when you told me this story?
Yes.
Like and you have to back it up with like what was going on and a little bit of your story, but then like how it came over, and then like our riff off of it after was probably like comedic gold.
And this is not to say or like I'm making light of any situation.
Not. It's awful.
It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre.
It's awful, but it's also like it's so rare that
it is rare.
You're never gonna hear anything like it again. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All
okay.
right, so let's set the stage. So, you were doing women's hair.
This is back when I did women's hair. This is probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's been a long time.
Yeah, anyway. That's probably correct though.
Yeah. So I get this client in, and this lady walks in, and she's got kind of crazy hair. And well,
you knew
she
it
comes
was
with her grown adult daughter. And they come in, and she said, well, I'm celebrating because I'm cancer free. And I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing, you know? And she said, my hair's growing back. And so I need a style because my hair's totally changed texture, which is very common.
Right.
Like if you go through like chemo or radiation and then you lose your hair and it comes back, it's usually like a totally different texture. Sometimes it's curly when it was straight when it was curly.
Different
Sometimes it comes in
color.
gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, different color, like all the things. Like it can come in really crazy. And I've done this a few times for people. So this lady walks in and I've never done her hair before, ever. Didn't know her. She had just I guess got a referral. So anyway, and her daughter's standing there with her while we're about to cut. So I'm doing the consultation and I'm just like asking her, you know, figuring out what she wants to do and, you know, where she wants to go with this hair. So as I'm start cutting her hair, I said, so if you don't mind me asking, what kind of cancer did you have? Because I mean, she's already sharing that she has cancer. And I said, if you don't want to answer, that's fine. And her daughter pipes up and she goes, oh, it's one for the books. And I said, really? And she said, yeah, we had to go to like 7 different doctors because nobody had ever dealt with this before. Now, granted, we live in a small town. So I'm thinking, okay,
Who knows?
yeah, what's the cancer? So she starts telling me about all this stuff, and she said, my mom has had a hysterectomy and all this stuff, and so she didn't ever go get like
Cervical check.
like
pap
your
smear.
checkup, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
because after you have a hysterectomy, you have no cervix, no ovaries, hopefully.
Oh, but by the way, that was a new article that came out today, just to cross-reference that. That like older women, like after this, are like completely getting ignored by healthcare right now because of this.
I have
No,
experienced
because
this.
of this too, though. I'm like, yes. So they just go,
Yes.
oh, okay, you've got all this stuff out. Never mind, just go away. You're no longer a female. Whatever, we don't have to worry about it.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah. So, yeah,
Okay.
she didn't go in.
So, yeah, so she, you know, she hadn't been to the doctor. And so she said she went in because I can't remember exactly what she told me she had went in for. They started doing tests and found out that she had cancer. And it was the daughter goes, she had vagina cancer. And you know, I'm trying not to react, but I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, how is this even
Number one.
possible?
Yeah, I'm like, how do you get vagina cancer? Don't know how that's possible. And so I'm just listening to her tell me, you know, about this cancer, and I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. And her daughter goes, and I said, oh, so what's the treatment for that? And she said, well, they remove it.
Funny at all.
And I'm like, I did not ask the right questions, but my brain went nuts. I'm like, did they remove your vagina?
Yeah.
Like,
so many questions.
So many questions. You know, I'm trying to be respectful of these people because they've just been through this traumatic thing. And
horrible thing. It's horrible.
What? Yes, I'm like, what in the world are we talking about here? So anyway, yeah, so it was kind of left at that. And I literally immediately after work called my sister and I'm like,
I have so many questions.
Like, is this a thing? Like,
okay, but is
this a thing?
Okay, well, she did say it was like one for the textbooks because they were like, we don't know how to handle this because there's no cervical tissue in there. There's no ovarian tissue, right? It's not like there's fallopian tubes or anything. So there's no real like hormonally informed tissue in there. So like, did they remove it? Do they sew it shut? I don't know. How
Like,
do
I
you tell?
don't know.
How do you tell your husband? This is just like, okay, it's not that I have a headache tonight. It's that I don't have a fucking vagina. Like, what do you? Oh, there's so many questions.
So
But she
many
did-
questions. So many
she-
questions.
did-
I was so mystified by that. It was just like,
She did tell you though that it was like in medical textbooks though, right?
yeah, she said that it was like she was like the first case anybody had ever seen of this. Now I don't know if that's true, but like not too long ago, I was telling one about this story, and she said she also had a client who
What if it was the same one?
no way, totally different towns. There's no way.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she
It's
said
just
that she had heard of that, and I was like, "Are
I mean
you kidding
it's
me? Like, I've never heard of that. Like,
okay, it's
cancer's not something to laugh at. Like, but
it's
like, oh
fucking
my God,
awful anyway.
it
Like
is.
it's
It's the
fucking
worst.
awful anyway. It's I can't even
Yeah.
imagine. But
No.
holy shit.
Oh,
Like come after you've removed everything that is potentially cancerous, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, there it is. And I have to think that they probably missed something, right? They probably missed.
had to have.
I mean, you have that kind of like whoopsie daisy, we missed some shit, story
Yeah.
with this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it's just fucking women getting screwed all over the place. Okay. Let's see. I can't, there's no topping this one. Like that is quite possibly the worst slash best like client
I have a
story.
disgusting story.
I have, well, okay. I was gonna say one of the worst of mine. It's not the worst. So I deal with body, so it's every bodily function. Like Liz is just like in the head and on the face and stuff. So I keep waiting for this
Breath,
day.
bad breath.
Oh yeah, it's pretty
Oh
common.
yeah.
The old dudes are the worst.
Ooh.
Yes, and you have a lot of dudes. So that is a bad thing, and like somebody should talk to them about it.
Well, it would be helpful if they took the hint when you said, "Would you like a mint?" Like,
I have mints too.
I literally have them, and if someone's breathing on me, and I will say it's not the old men that I notice. It is the young college kids
Okay.
that they're sitting there and they talk, and they're super nice and friendly, and I love them, and they just talk, and there's just like this odor that is so horrifying, and I'm like,
They're
"Would you like
probably
While I'm putting
like
one in my mouth, I'm offering them one. And they're like, "No, I'm good."
you're like, no, you're not.
I'm like, if somebody's offering you a mint, it's for a reason.
Yes. They're not just being polite. Well, they are being polite,
No.
but
Yes.
they're not being polite.
Oh.
So yeah, I get a lot of that. But I've had every bodily function like happen. No, every bodily function except for I have yet, again, this is going to happen the second I let this out on the air and it goes out into the universe, somebody's going to shit their pants. But I have not had anyone shit their pants working with me
Thank
yet.
God.
Okay, yet. Or that they let on or that I saw.
That you
Because a
knew.
lot of the times I'm like, hey, you just started your period. Do you want to go to the bathroom? Right? Those are things that you have to say as a Pilates, instructor.
Oh,
Because
boy.
oftentimes they're sitting on the table, their legs are spread wide, and you're like, oh, honey, you just started your period. You should probably, here's the key to the bathroom. Like, go handle this or whatever. I've had people pee. I've had people vomit, right? I've had people bleed. I've had nosebleeds, I've had ear bleeds, I've had like any bodily like function you can possibly imagine. And I had one gal, so I'm going to do two quick ones. One gal, she had vertigo. So if that's a question that you ask when people come in, is if they have vertigo or motion sickness, because those are two things that we put you into positions where if that's going to get like triggered, it will happen. So that's one of the things that you ask on a waiver form is like, do you have any vertigo or any kind of, motion sickness? So if they do, and some of them come to us because they have it and they're trying to like figure it out. So 9 times out of 10, you put them propped up right, and you really don't move them too much, like depending on where the vertigo comes in. Because some people get vertigo when they go from flat to sitting up. Some people get vertigo when they move like a boat on a water, like
Right.
forward,
Back and forth.
back. Yep. And some of them get, so it can be right forward, back, or it can be like side to side, like where they get the vertigo. And I had one gal, and she was like, no, I have vertigo. I'm telling you. And I'm okay. So, but you know, so then I give them cues. I'm like, okay, when you're coming up, you know, you look, keep your eyeballs straight, train forward on something, come up really slow, and don't lose your gaze so that your head doesn't move as you come up, right? So you can't like throw your neck around. Anyway, we did all these things. I also have mints for that work too, and cold water. No, not kidding. Those are things that you're like, okay, have on hand. Oh, I also have diabetic ones. So I used to keep frosting, a tub of frosting in my fridge. I don't have a fridge at the office, but I used to keep frosting. So like if they go to diabetic like thing, you just shove a spoon of frosting in their mouth, and you know what I mean, to help with that.
Yeah.
I don't have many diabetics at the moment. But so anyway, she comes in, she's like, yeah, I have massive vertigo. I'm trying to deal with it right now, blah, blah, blah. So twice she vomited on me, twice. Like, and I was like, do you not feel it coming on? Like, how are you not aware that you're about to puke? But it is really just this like really bad thing where if they move like a quarter inch to one side, if it's really bad, then it just makes them puke. Like it's projectile vomit. And they're just like, and there's nothing they can do to control it. The same gal walks out to the parking lot, gets another spell of vertigo. As she's opening her car door, falls and bonks her head on the car door, and is passed out and bleeding on the pavement by her car. And I was like, yeah, I don't think this is for you. You need to figure that out first. So that's one of the other things. The other thing is people fart, they burp, they cough, right? All of the other gaseous things that people do. So I had one gal, and you know what? She was with me for years, absolutely loved her. The most vile farts like that anyone has ever smelled. And I'm not kidding. And this was even when I worked in like a big, huge studio. So you're talking like, I don't know, 4,000 square feet of space. And if she fucking farted, every goddamn person in the studio was just like, what the ass just happened? And they weren't loud. They were just, no, they were just fucking
silent but
violent. I mean, violent smell. I don't know what crawled up and died inside of that butthole, but it was like, and I was like, please, you know what? At some point, I just got to the point where I was like, just tell me and I'll get some more air going. Like it's kind of like everyone.
Expensive.
Yeah, everyone. So even if someone else is training another client over there, they're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, just be polite. Like it happens. I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me at all when people fart and burp and shit. It's really not a big deal. But when it's super offensive, like please give us a fucking like little waiver warning, you know, something. Hey guys, clear the space, you know. And these were just like A-bombs. I mean, it was. I mean, you could smell it, and it was like you'd get a gag reflex from this one, and it was just like, dude, I don't know what you're eating wrong or what's going on, but cheese and crackers, figure it out. Yeah. Okay, your turn.
Oh no, I have a horrible.
We weren't gonna go super dark here.
I know, this is so bad.
Is it?
I was so mortified. I did not even know how to handle it. Later found out the proper way to handle it would have been totally different than how I did. But anyway.
Well, yeah, we learned.
So I'm doing
You're not waxing, are you?
No, this is at my last job. So when you do when I do a shave, the guy is like laid back and
oh wait, is this a boner story?
Oh, it's worse. Okay. okay, so laid back and you like do like facial massage, you massage their neck and shoulders and all this stuff. Well, as I'm doing
Décolletage.
it, this is a new client. I had never done him before. And he starts moaning. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? And I'm like, okay, so some guys will just go, or something like that, like it feels good. This was way more than that. And I'm
He
noticing
was having an erection and he ejaculated.
he jacked himself off under the cape. And when I took the cape off, his pants were unbuttoned, and I was horrified. I literally sat him up, saw that, and went to the back and didn't even like take anything off. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, it was horrifying. I
Wow.
was, yeah. So we used to have these police officers that came in, and I mean, we banned him
That's
from the store. Like, I
that's like
told my boss
indecent
immediately.
exposure.
Yes, and they were like, "You should have called us because he would have been arrested, like, all of this stuff would have happened." I did not know how to handle that because that had never happened before, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh." It was horrifying. And, my boss, like, took him off the books so he couldn't ever book there again, and, like, yeah, it was a whole thing, but the cops were like, "Oh my God, you should have let us know because
Yeah.
we would have been there, we would have arrested him," like, all that stuff, but, like, what the what? I mean, this
Oh,
was just some guy off the street, obviously, but I
yeah.
was just like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
definitely not." I would not call him a client, but yeah,
Nope. Nope. Yeah.
one-time
Again,
person.
yeah,
Yeah, that would be
my
somebody that you would fire over.
yeah.
But holy crap, that was
And
crazy.
my creepy one is similar, not the
Okay.
same. It's
Okay.
similar.
Yeah.
And so like my clientele base is typically older than me, although I have several who are young and they've had big issues or like little dancers and stuff that come in and they're like, we have this issue or trying to correct and blah blah blah. But for the most part, they're retirement age or in
Mhm.
between or just before or just after retirement, and they're older and they're typically active but they have they bash themselves up, so they come to me and get fixed and get stronger in the spots that they need help with.
Sure.
And this was right after I went out on my own completely entirely, because I worked solo one-on-ones for years and years before I went, okay, I'm going to do this on my own, and just did my own business. Um, and it was shortly after I started doing my own business. Well, like most of my clients came over with me that I was already doing one-on-one trainings
Mhm.
with, but that left quite a bit, still that my schedule was open. So I was kind of doing some marketing like around the neighborhood and stuff. So I reached out on like, I posted on like Facebook, if you're interested, I'm, in the neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. I would do like little plugs and stuff. Well, I didn't know this, and like since then, this has made me like be a little bit more cautious about what information I put out there, and like usually only take word of mouth unless they like back it up, like when they email me or text me with like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I found you on Yelp. This is why," and then I'll be like, "Okay." Or I found you on your website and these words stuck out, because otherwise I'm like, nah, you're freaking because of this guy. So he reached out to me and I was like, yeah, I don't know if, I was like, well, at the time I was working out of my house. So the studio was in my house. I had a teenage daughter in the house at the time. So I have to be really selective about who I bring in and who I screen to be coming in and out of
Right.
my house, because they know where you live, they know where you work, and then they know you have a teenage daughter. And I'm a female single mom. Like, you have to be a
Sure.
little cautious. You can't just go, okay, anyone's, sure, come on in, and because if you don't know them. So he had bugged me for a little while. I didn't know how old he was, but he'd sent me multiple emails, multiple texts. He had found me on multiple platforms, and this should have been a flag. So he had like reached out on like Nextdoor, like Facebook, email from my website, like several different spots. And I was like, okay. So I saw him once, really young guy, like we're talking early 20s. Um, and I'm gonna describe him as like, maybe young and misguided. I don't know. But either way, he was polite, he was kind, he was nice, but he just gave me that vibe of like, no, like just freaking weird, and I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't say there was anything sticking out that really threw me off, but it was just in general, I was kind of like, no. So he left, and that sat with me in my belly, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this because I don't feel comfortable, with him coming to my house.
Right.
And so after he left, I was like, yeah, I don't think that we're the right fit. I feel as though maybe you could find someone else that would work with you a little better, trying to be very polite and kind about the way I was like, fuck no. And he like got at me with like, no, 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 I need you to see me. I need to see you twice a week. Like gave me all this stuff. So he started stalking a little bit. So yeah,
Yee.
I had to like start blocking him on like all these things like reported, you know what I mean? Like I had to do the reporting and all of that. Then I forget what it was, but somehow through one of those platforms, he managed to stay in contact with me.
Oh no.
And then he asked me out.
Ooh.
Like I had told him, no, 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 block, block, no, yeah, go find someone else, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, well, I don't even know that I really want to see you as this. I want to just ask you out. And I was like, oh, hell to the fuck no. Like, I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can date. I am dating a younger guy. But no, this was creepy as fuck. So he basically looked out for someone close by, and he lived in my neighborhood.
Oh my god.
That was the other creepy thing, right? Because you're kind of
so
like,
creepy.
oh my god, he knows where I live. He lives in my neighborhood. He stalked me on like multiple platforms, and then he was like trying to ask me out and stuff. And I'm like, hello, like what is that? Like serial killer files? Like that's what it felt like. I was like, oh my
That's
god,
creepy.
yeah,
Creepy,
no, no,
creepy.
no, no. So anyway,
Yeah, no.
that's my creeper with a dude story. Because I was like, and I've had guys get weird about it, but it's not like they're doing it. Does that make sense?
Right,
like
right.
every once in a while you'll do something where like it's not even like a full erection or something, and I get that
Right.
because there are things that feel good, and of course that's an autonomic like
It's not because they're
response,
being creepy,
but it's
just
not
a
them jacking
natural
themselves
reaction.
off
Yes,
underneath
no,
the cape.
no,
That's
that
fucking
was
weird.
Oh my god, that was horrible. We threw that cape away, like
burned it in the back.
burning it down. I was like, oh my god, it was horrible.
Oh, that is so creepy.
Creepy.
So that was our fun. Do you have any more?
I mean,
I know. I feel like I could go down the rabbit hole and come up with a bunch more
you
too.
could go down the rabbit hole.
Those are the
sure.
standouts
There
for
are
me.
So many things.
Yeah,
those are pretty much my
standouts.
couple that are memorable for sure. One time, this is also creepy.
There we go.
But we did call the police. Oh my god! So the last salon that I owned was in a shopping center.
Okay.
Where there's like glass front windows, So the entire front of the place had like glass windows. And so there would be all kinds of people that would come by and just like stand there and stare in the windows while you're cutting hair.
Oh god, I had one of these too.
And
I know,
just
I remember.
stand there and stare. And there was this young girl that worked there, and she was right by the window, and she was probably 24.
Cute little thing.
Oh yeah, super cute. And this guy would come by, and he had come by like 4 or 5 times that day and would just stand there and stare at her. She was like, this dude is creeping me out.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, like, just try and ignore him or something. I was like, we can move your station if you need to work over here, whatever. Well, he comes by at one point, he's standing there, and he literally exposed himself to her through the window.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, hell no. Cops were called. He was arrested. It was a whole thing. But I was like, no.
We've had those too. Like, yeah.
Creepy. Like, what is wrong with people?
Well, it's
Oh,
mostly dudes.
yes.
Dudes
Why?
are the fucking
Why
pros,
must she
man.
be so creepy?
Go find someone to talk to, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
There's porn.
Yeah.
Go help yourself out at home. Oh, that's so gross. I know.
Uh,
We've had those too.
I have mainly guy clients, so I get like some of the most inappropriate conversations. I think that's another thing that happens.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm gonna say 95% of my clientele is extremely
Great.
respectful that I'm a woman. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I
There
have
are
that.
a few
I
that
have.
think that I am going to love their dirty jokes and their,
Oh yeah.
and I'm just like,
They're misogynistic,
okay, I
like
just try and,
bullshit,
yes, I just have to ignore
sexism.
it and
Yeah.
just go, okay.
Well, and now
Annoying.
on my waiver, like because I do a lot of physical tactile. I do physical tactile cues, because a lot of people that come to me, the reason they're fucked up is because they've never had anyone show them what their body's doing or show them how to do it
Sure.
properly. So they do need
Yeah.
that feedback. Like, no, you should be squeezing here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on my waiver now. Like, it's on my waiver. It says, Pilates is not sexual at all. There is going to be some physical contact, with your consent, but it has nothing. There is no inappropriate relationship here intended, implied, anything. And it's got this whole long waiver that says that. Like,
Yeah.
it is not, a happy ending kind of situation you're getting yourself into. And we both know that. And you're signing this and agreeing to that, because
Yes.
I'm not looking for a fucking relationship. I'm not trying to like do anything to you that you're not, like, that's not the goal here. So
Right.
we just make that pretty implied and very clear, or not even
I think you
implied.
got to sometimes, because
Yeah, there are
you have to
creeps.
spell it out for people sometimes.
Yes, there's a reason the gas pump has the thing that says do not leave it inserted into your vehicle. Because someone did that. Yeah. You gotta make space for the idiots out there.
Yes.
Okay, well, that was our fun upbeat
Our fun episode. Kind of funny.
light podcast.
I mean, a light, also creepy sometimes.
Well, I mean, it's still fucking funny that like guys think they can get away with that, and the sad part is they can. Like,
that is so true.
They
God
can.
dang.
All right, what are I'll go first. Wins and fails.
Okay.
Let's see. My win this week has been like personal relationship, family connection, and then like being able to sit with grief with people, who had to put dog down and stuff. But it was good to be able to be there and connect and like just have like the grounding where, shit happens and is awful. But to be able to like feel that you have a connection to someone else that is stable and that is, your rock when you need it, and then they can be your rock when you need it, and that kind of thing. Like, that's our relationship in a nutshell, me and you. But then even like with cousin, and being able to like support her and be there for her, and then also with partner's family and stuff over Father's Day. Yeah, and that was really cool, and that's also my win. Again, it's personal relationship, so they weren't going to ask me about my father, but I was able to share a story about your husband, who I was like, that's, it's not that I never had a good father, but I know good fathers, and so it was nice to be able to share that. So that's my win, is like those interpersonal connections and family relationships. And I don't know if mom does this. Well, she does it for me. She always tells me Happy Father's Day.
But yes.
Yeah, kind of. So it's fair. Let's see. My fail this week is the bump stop ruling. Supreme Court overruled banning of bump stocks for rifles. So they're going to continue to let our kids and people just get murdered. there's no reason. I mean, like Randy, again, he's a responsible gun owner, and he, in a world in which our Constitution allows us to have and carry and take guns for personal protection, that is not personal protection. That is the simple act of wanting to spill blood and kill as many people as possible in as short amount of time as possible. And that's what the Las Vegas shooter was. And they overturned the ban on those. And I just feel like you've no longer put the interest of the country, in your hands.
It's just everything is so messed up right now. It's so horrifying.
That's my loss, is that ruling, because it's horrifying, because it's not that the good gun owners are going to jump on that and like go out and buy a bunch of shit bum stocks. It's that the crazy fucking assholes who are going to go to a concert and shoot a bunch of people are going to get them. And that is my loss. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you hear about the Louisiana, what they're trying to pass right now?
Oh, castration, chemical castration? Yeah. Well, it's not going to pass.
Surgical.
It's not going to pass.
You don't think?
No.
I don't know. Louisiana might.
Have you seen our country? Well, they're also banned all abortions.
Yeah.
I mean,
Louisiana has?
Yeah.
I don't think Louisiana has.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. Everywhere in the South. Everywhere in the South is banned abortions. So, yeah, women are not. But they did pass the mifepristone stupid case. But anyway. Okay, you go.
Okay. So my win was my anniversary this past week.
How long?
27 years.
Holy shiznit.
Yeah,
that's an accomplishment.
We moved my daughter on and had 2 food truck events the day of our anniversary. So the day before, my husband and I left town, went to a hotel, and just went in the pool and hot tub and just relaxed for 12 hours. It was short and sweet, but we had the best conversation. And I think that it is so wonderful to have a partner that I can communicate with. We didn't always communicate well. So I really am thankful. We talked about how bad our communication was. That's one of the things that we were discussing this past week when we were by ourselves. We're just talking about the lack of communication we used to have and how we've grown together as a couple and how we can communicate, and it's so much fucking better. Oh my god, communication. My kids will have issues with their significant other and they'll vent and stuff, and I'm like, it's all
can't do it to me.
You have to fucking communicate. I'm like, I cannot scream this loud enough into the fucking universe, but communication is key. Men cannot read your minds.
Yeah. We expect them
That's
to.
That's the biggest thing is
we expect them to.
Yes, we do absolutely expect them to. You're like, this is fucking common sense. You should know this. But they don't know. And so, so that is literally my win, because I really do have a good relationship with my husband, and we are very good communicators now. We didn't used to be. So I'm very thankful. So that's my win. 27 years is forever. Mom texted me.
Yes, congratulations.
A week before this and said, is this 30 years? And I'm like, no. But it's close. We're almost to 30 years, which is crazy to me. I mean, I have kids who are in their 20s. Your
oldest is 26.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. So it's crazy. And then my loss is having to deal with stupid people every day on politics. That's with your job when you are in our situation. This goes back to this. There's things you don't talk about, religion and politics. Not supposed to talk about.
And
I live in Oklahoma.
If you do, you have to do it from a place of understanding that we may disagree, and people have a hard time doing that.
People are so, and I am too, but I leave room for people who disagree with me.
Yes, and you have to. Otherwise, we can't live in a free society.
No, but what bothers me is when I have, and on the daily in the last 2 months, between social media, clients, friends, this is my loss. That all they do is want to talk about politics, and they believe things totally opposite of me. And it is so hard not to say, shut the fuck up.
So,
You're an
and
idiot.
I agree with
It's
you.
very hard, but I don't say it
Yeah.
because you can be entitled to your opinion, but I don't think you should be shoving it down people's throats. And
So,
that's what's doing, and it bothers me.
Two things
So.
on that. So the first one is you can say, I respect your choice to believe however you want to believe, but I
Mhm.
respectfully disagree. And that's the reason why we need this country to stay, without this, is that we
Mhm.
can disagree and be polite about it. The
Yeah.
second thing I'll say is, like, in that same vein, and last week I kind of pointed it out too, it's an election year, so everything is shit. And I get
Mhm.
that. I'm trying to take that with a grain of salt and just go, okay, people get riled up, they get stupid, and they
Yeah.
go root for their fucking team, whatever. Okay.
Right.
And but Ruth Bader Ginsburg had a lot of things that I'm pissed off at her for. One being not stepping down from the Supreme Court, which she should have.
Mhm.
And Mitch McConnell for blocking, Supreme Court justice appointments. But one thing she did do right, and you called this a long time ago, you said this: we don't have free and fair elections. So consider the amount of money that has gone funneled up to the top
Absolutely.
of our population in the last 8 to 10 years.
Mhm.
It is all at the top. And we still let money influence every single piece of our politics.
Yeah.
Until we can run without spending more than $500 a candidate.
Mhm.
And if you spend more than that, you get jailed. We don't have free and fair elections, period.
Mhm.
And that's it. But if people saw that, and if that's what they saw, instead of getting funneled
Sure.
billions of dollars of
Yeah.
incorrect information, then we're not
Mhm.
going to ever solve this, because
Yeah.
that's what the money goes to. It goes to funneling misinformation, disinformation, bad shit to the wrong people or to the right people at the wrong time.
Mm.
And that's why we're here. Is it's money. It's been funneled to the fucking top. Nobody knows who's influencing who at this point. And
Mhm.
until we get that clarification and actually have free and fair elections, it'll continue to be this way.
I just want everybody to be treated like humans.
It's not a lot to ask.
It isn't. I don't feel like it is.
No. And it's
And the
sad.
things that I'm hearing are just so horrifying. And it's just in reading and listening to. And I try and stay off the news, but it's thrown in your fucking face every
Yeah,
goddamn
especially again, election year, it's
day.
gonna be
Yeah.
over the top. Yeah.
So it's stressful for me because I worry about, the future for my children and my grandchildren, and
Yep.
just
As well you should.
not positive. And
I
there's
do
not a good option. I feel like
No, there's not. I
nothing.
agree. But there is the option of take it all with a grain of salt. And I think roommate one reached out to me the other day and said something hilarious, and I thought it was great. But I think we discussed it on the other podcast. She texted me, and they texted me and said, I had a positive human interaction today. And I was like, that's
Oh.
the fucking best. Like, go do more. Like, go do more of that. Like, go talk to
Yes.
someone. And it doesn't need to be anything. It just needs to be talking, because we've lost that with the onlineness and with, again, the money. You know, I am conservative in some areas and liberal in other areas. But I still think that I'm getting misinformation from both sides. Like, from any part of the equation, I don't think that I've got a clear, transparent picture, because there's too much fucking money involved.
Yeah, for sure.
And if there wasn't that, we would have it'd be like people walking around naked.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody had to walk around naked, we wouldn't have the body image issues. We wouldn't have this stuff, right? And so
Still would.
if the politicians, well, it wouldn't be a thing like we judge people as much as we do.
Sure,
The
sure.
politicians, if they just walked around without a fucking $1.5 billion behind them, then
Yeah,
we'd see who they really are instead of the image
sure.
that they make themselves up to be.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
anyway, I
that's
agree with
fair.
you 100%. All right. Did we do it?
Anyway, so that, yes, we did the thing, and I didn't want to end on a bad note because
No, we're gonna end on my sign off.
Okay, you've got your sign off ready.
You ready?
Good. We need a
Okay.
good sign off. But before she signs off, let us remind you to email us at
YouTube.
declassified at gmail.com, or to check us out on social. We got Facebook, we have Instagram, we'll have TikTok this week, and then we are on YouTube. So check out our YouTube channel. It'll be Sisters Declassified.
Declassified. And we will
And
upload this.
we'll post a link
recorded.
in our podcast here
Yep.
to YouTube.
Okay.
So you guys can see that. And yeah, that's it. Go
That
ahead,
is
Rachel.
it.
Sign us off.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Have a day.
In 1998, I was the whistleblower in a massive pedophilia case involving the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church, Cornerstone Baptist Church in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I was the lead key witness in a case that took down an entire network of child abusers. Charles D. Miller was sent to prison, and this was prior to the statute of limitations law being lifted in Colorado. In fact, shortly thereafter it was lifted, and he would have gotten life in prison. My sister and I wrote a book about what it was like growing up in the cult. We're looking for publishers. We are going to self-publish, but we need your help. If you know of anyone, hit us up. Contact info is in the show notes. Thank you kindly.